I'm Jeremy. Welcome to MS Videos. And right behind me, or right in front of me, behind the camera, is Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to MS Videos. Today we are going over mag dumping, and it's kind of cool. We have a bunch of different cameras set up all over the place.
There.
Yep. And so one's looking at me, one's looking down at Dad, and one is looking also at Dad, just in a different angle because he's the pretty face. Today we are going over mag dumping, the pros, the cons, the benefits, why you should or should not train with it, but most likely should. In most professional settings, you will be learned or taught to, I guess you could say, professionally mag dump, efficiently, effectively, any one of those. So
Yeah, I mean, the idea was mag dumping. Is it fun or is it reckless? That was kind of the premise of where we were going. I believe that mag dumping has a place in training. As long as you're hitting your target, shoot as fast as you can. That's what I think. If you can let off 10 rounds, 15 rounds in a matter of a few seconds and hit every single shot, that is a useful skill to have. Because think about when you would need that skill. Multiple bad guys trying to attack you or your wife or your family or your loved ones or your friends at a gathering.
Or one guy who won't go down.
Yeah, or there you go, one guy that won't go down. And you need to get off a lot of shots very quickly. Being able to manipulate your firearm with precision and speed is critically important. So that's why I think you should train. Now, squeezing the trigger a bunch of times and bullets flying wild is not fun. That's not cool. That's not training. That's just reckless. And if you do that, stop. Just stop. Don't do it. Learn how to control your firearm and then bring up your speed. As long as you continue to hit, keep improving on your speed and all is well. If you just want to have fun and let off a bunch of rounds, that's cool in the right environment. Knowing that you're not trying to learn a skill, you're just letting off steam, wasting money on ammo, whatever it is that justifies it in your head, do it. Just make sure you're in a safe environment and don't take that skill with you to a gunfight. It's not going to end well. So
why do you feel mag dumping is a stress reliever? You just said, relieve stress.
Fair question. I think that stress relief, by having fun, you're controlling an explosion. It's fun. Like, you squeeze the trigger, the gun goes bang, you get an explosion, and a projectile goes flying across at 1,000 feet per second into a target that you meant to hit. There's some satisfaction there. And if you do it multiple times in a row, that's a lot of satisfaction in a short amount of time. It gives you joy. Yeah, I think that there is a stress relief with mag dumping. Just like when you're 14 and you get Roman candle wars. It's fun. Yes, it's dangerous, it's stupid, but it's fun. And so you do it.
How do you justify spending the amount of money on ammo that it would cost to, say, mag dump? We have quite a few clips from the other day when we went to the range of you going, bah, 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 bah. And while yes, you may have been hitting, what were you thinking and how were you justifying it in your head pulling the trigger that fast?
I want to see if I can pull the trigger this fast and hit every target. When you're at a private range and you have that freedom, yeah, take advantage of it a little bit. Can I shoot 15 rounds off in a couple of seconds and hit every single shot? Let's find out. Yes, you can. I enjoy it. It's fun, but it's also a valuable skill to know that you can pull off at 5, 10, 15 yards away, because you never know when you're going to need it. And if you've never tried it, you don't want your first time to be when you need to make sure you can.
So as you were just saying, talking about how instructors or supervisors at a range will say, oh, no rapid fire or no mag dumping. Why do they tell you that? Why is that rule in place?
Because most people, not most, okay, we're going to say a large majority of people are not accurate with their handguns. They show up to a range, they've shot once or twice before, they're not familiar with their firearms or how the recoil is, and they just start letting bullets fly. It's not safe. There's other people around. There's missing your target by a very long shot, hitting, other things that you're not supposed to shoot, or ricochets because you're shooting the bases of the targets. There's just a lot of that going on. So they want everybody to be safe because it's a public range, and they don't want accidents. They don't want people getting hurt. So therefore they put these rules in place. No rapid fire. So range officers, ROs, are going to look out for the best interest of the range. That's their job.
They're there to mitigate the risk of injury or accidents.
You're dealing with firearms. Let's just call a spade a spade. Firearms are dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, and they are there to help minimize the risk to the owners and the shareholders of that range. Plus, if one person hears somebody rapid fire, then all of a sudden they want to rapid fire. It's like if you yawn and then your neighbor yawns and then the person next to you yawns, it's contagious. If one guy starts letting off 20 rounds really fast, then the next guy's going to be like, oh, okay, and he's going to do it.
That sounds fun.
But maybe he's not trained to that level. So as a general rule, ranges don't let you rapid fire.
So what's the difference between a successful flow or a successful series of shots and rapid firing? Because a lot of times there is a thin line, a gray area, as people would call it, where you're pulling the trigger and you're hitting and you just pull the trigger again, as it's just, okay, I'm hit, I'm there, versus rapid firing, because there is that area where people, they can't tell the difference.
Yeah, so that's a good question. There's a big difference. If you just watch somebody shoot and they were in a rhythm and it was the shot breaks, recoil happens, gun settles back down, reset the trigger, breaks, and it happens in a motion, and it's just continuous and it's a fluid motion. You're in rhythm. That means you're doing it right. It's just, and it continues to happen in succession. It's almost like a drummer he's just following a cadence. That's what a successful rapid fire scenario would be, versus just smashing the trigger as fast as you can. Doesn't matter if you're in a rhythm or not, you're shooting at a high spot, a low spot, you're not centered on the target. To somebody watching from the outside, it's kind of hard to tell the difference unless you're paying very close attention to the small details.
At a rifle range versus a pistol range, we have clips of both. Mm-hmm. You at the pistol range, obviously mag dumping is displayed. At the rifle range, mag dumping was a lot less frequently displayed. Why would you consider there to be a less tendency to pull the trigger faster on a rifle versus a pistol?
When you're shooting at 5 yards, it's a lot easier to hit the target, and it takes a lot less skill. When you're shooting at a target at 120, 150 yards away, the slightest movement in the gun means you miss the target. I mean the slightest movement. And if you've shot a lot, you know that that's true. It takes longer to become accurate at distance. And you got to keep yourself in check and not get in the habit of rapid firing at distance until you are so good that everybody around you hears you going bam, 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 and it's just hit at distance. Yeah, no one's going to say anything if you're doing that.
Now, the next question might be a little off topic of mag dumping, but it does somewhat have something to do with it. You brought up 22s and how different calibers can display different advantages. So, for example, all of us love shooting the Hammerly because it is so fun and easy to shoot quickly and accurately, but it's just a little 22. You're not doing that much damage with it, at least to targets, So why would you consider something like a 22 to be more fun to shoot quickly versus a 5.56 or a 2.23 or a 9mm?
The quick and easy answer is cost of ammunition.
This is true.
I can go out with a 5.56 or a 2.23 and shoot it just as fast as a 22 with the same amount of accuracy. The big difference is every time I squeeze the trigger right now, ammo prices, you're spending anywhere from 40 to 70 cents a round, depending on where you buy it and the quantity you're buying in. And that gets expensive. So with a 223 or a 5.56, you do the same thing with 22 that you bought in a 1,000-round bulk box, and it's costing you anywhere from 5 to 10 cents a round. You see how quickly that can add up. I can shoot an entire magazine of 22 for the cost that it takes me to open one box of 223.
So the easy way to justify why we prefer mag dumping the 22 is cost of ammo.
Yeah.
But I've never personally been compelled to pick up, say, the Daniel and mag dump the 30 round. Partly because, one, it would probably hurt. 5.56 has a little bit more kick to your shoulder than the 22 does.
I mean, if you're recoil sensitive, you'll feel it. But if you're used to it, a 2.23 or a 5.56 round doesn't have a lot of recoil.
All right, so 2 more questions, and they complement each other.
Okay.
Give me a reason why you believe, I mean, you kind of already covered it, but give me a definite, guaranteed reason why you should mag dump. And the second part to the same question, I guess question number 2 would be, give me a reason why you shouldn't.
I believe you should train mag dumping if you're going to use a gun in self-defense situation. If you are going to train on how to shoot a gun quickly and accurately, that's the key. You have to train pushing how fast you can, control the gun and reset the trigger and get back on and break the trigger again and manage the recoil. You need to train all that, and the only way to train it is to do it. That's why I think you should train mag dumping. Which gives me to the second question. You should not mag dump if you can't hit the target every time. What I mean by every time is 95% of the time under full speed, you're hitting the target every time. Otherwise, you should slow down until you bring up your accuracy and then speed back up.
With that being said, is there anything else you would like to say?
I don't really think I have too much else. I mean, just get up to the range, start shooting, have some fun.
Get out to the range. Shoot your guns. As dear old dad would say, knock the cobwebs off.
I do say that a lot. I went the wrong way.
Yeah, we're good.